Hi, this is Aaron and Linda with Traveling Flamingo, and today we're going to continue our travel excursions in Alaska with Skagway, which is an old gold rush town, and we're going to tell you what excursions you have there, what you can do, and what we did and what we recommend, so stay tuned.
This is the port that you dock in. Each port had its own special feel we found on our Alaska cruise. So here you can see that the ship's crew would autograph on the wall their commemorative voyage to Skagway. This was a tradition that started in 1928 and continues to today, that you can see some of the more recognizable companies and brands that are now voyaging and stopping in Skagway.
So there's four main types of excursions here. There's historical and enrichment. Those are things like the history of the gold rush. There's outdoor adventure, where you can go to the White Pass, which is up in a mountain, and you're able to, you can either take a train or a bus, and you see a bunch of stuff up in the mountains where the White Pass is, which is what the prospectors would walk. The nature and wildlife, there's an animal watching experiences, and then there's special interests, which is dog sledding and helicopter tours. So there's a good array of different things that you can do.
There are some options to buy excursions through other companies than your cruise line when you get off the ship. There were not as many as other ports that we'd stopped at. We do recommend that if you plan on taking one of the train rides, that you are up early to book those, because trains only leave at certain times. So that may be one that you should book through the cruise line to make sure you've got your spot on that train. Otherwise, there are a few other options there.
So we decided to do rock climbing. We'd never done rock climbing, and we thought, what better place to do it in than Alaska? I had sort of assumed this would be natural wall rock climbing. Linda thought we were either going to be doing the sort of indoor-esque rock climbing, or they'd have the fake handholds. But as you can see here, it's a real rock face, and we were able to climb that.
As you saw there, they make a little base camp to keep you dry. They will provide you with the shoes that you need for rock climbing, helmet, and make sure everybody is set up safely for their climbing that day. This is a half-day excursion, so they do also provide a little bit of hot chocolate and trail mix if you get hungry while you're out there.
They have various different levels of difficulty, so depending on if you're a novice or you're a little bit more advanced, they have different sort of sections that you can go up. I would say if you're really, really good at rock climbing, this probably isn't the experience for you. You only basically have 2 or 3 climbs, and then you do rappelling. So up to you, but I think anybody who's new, a lot of the group that was with us was first-time climbers, and it was a really great experience. They had really knowledgeable staff. The staff was fun and friendly, and we were able to get up the mountain. Both Linda and I were successful in our rock climbing, so we're very happy about that, along with the rest of the group that we were with. So it was quite a bit of fun.
It was definitely a cool experience, and they share with you that the valley you're climbing in is actually glacial carved, so knowing that you've climbed up those walls. This is the view for the rappelling. As Aaron said, the staff there are really good. We were there with a young boy who was a bit nervous about it, but they really talk you through it to make sure that it's a safe climb.
If you chose to do the ziplining experience, this is also where they do the ziplining, and you go from tree to tree. They have it all set up so that you just go up, put your harness on, get in, and zip line. You do have to wear helmets, though, because obviously stuff can fall off of people. So they definitely try to make you safe.
So when we finished rock climbing, they gave us the option of driving us back to the ship or dropping us off into town. And we were a bit chilly, so we thought we might go get some lunch in town. And they talked about the Spruce Tip Blonde beer, which is a local beer actually made with the spruce tip tree. So we decided they recommended that we go to the Skagway Brewing Company. So this is where we decided to stop in for lunch.
Yeah, we had heard quite a bit about this spruce tip beer that they brewed, and how popular it was in the area. So we really wanted to try that. So one of the first things we got there was this spruce tipped beer. It's a blonde beer that you can see here. It was really good. We really enjoyed it. It tasted very much like a Pilsner. We also got the chili, and we got the Old Town burger with fries.
The food was good and fresh. It was nice to have something after we'd been out rock climbing and weren't ready to go back to the ship. The fries were really good, and the chili was a nice, warm, thick chili to have.
Inside, they've also got a little area there for souvenirs. It's a fairly large dining area. They've got 2 sides, so we dined obviously in one side. At the back, they've got a restroom, and they have sort of a different feel on both sides. A lot of beautiful pictures of the glaciers, pretty wide and open. It did get a little tight as everybody's sort of excursions wrapped up and everybody was coming out for food. This is a little area where you can get little gifts and shirts for the Skagway Brewing Company and so forth for the family. It was a great little restaurant. It's had everything that you could want there. You could pick up souvenirs. Food was great. So we'd recommend going there if you're in the area.
We decided to walk around town for a little bit, and as you can see here on the left is the Red Onion Saloon, which used to be a bordello and is now turned into a historical building and a restaurant. So if you wanted to check that out on your own, it's just here on the main strip. We enjoyed walking up and down and looking in the gift shops. Many were locally owned with some stuff that was made from the own community, which was cool.
After we walked around the area, we decided we found this visitor center for the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park. This is run from the National Park Services, and you can go in there and they've got a whole bunch of different enrichment activities. They've got free walking tours that you can go on that are about 45 minutes and a bunch of other activities and sort of educational things about the area and about the gold rush. We went and watched a film that they've got in the area that tells you about the gold rush and sort of the history of the gold rush. And we really enjoyed it. It was really, really useful to learn more about the area. And they had a lot of really great information. And, you know, it really, really gave you a sense of the history of the town and of the gold rush and why it was so important and why it was so interesting to be in this city. There are also 2 washrooms in this building, and there's a few other community washrooms in the area if you need them.
They have a couple historic trains outside that you can check out. This one on the right, the red and black one, I cannot get over this. It is a snowplow train. You'll see here just how massive it is. And, you know, I can't imagine this going down the tracks, clearing the snow off for the trains to be coming up and down.
Yeah, we're from Canada, and that is definitely an impressive snowplow.
So watching this video, it definitely reminds us that Alaska is a temperate rainforest. So we were lucky if you've seen some of our other videos about our port of calls where it was nice and sunny. This is a typical Alaska day. It's very cool. Everybody's wearing long pants. Often people are wearing hats and gloves. It's raining, it's wet. You want to have layers. And regardless of what your excursion option is, so for us rock climbing, we were rock climbing in the rain. So we were very happy to have our rain suits over top of all of our layers. And if you go back and watch our other video from Juneau, where we were kayaking in the rain. So it's still a beautiful, wonderful experience, but you do want to make sure that you bring your layers so you can enjoy the trip without being cold.
We really enjoyed Skagway. We had a lot of fun doing the rock climbing. As Linda said, the weather was a bit rainy. You know, always be prepared. You're going to go on your excursion even if it's raining. That's just the way that it is in some of these areas. But we really, really enjoyed it. The food in the city was great. They had some really amazing shops. You could really just get off the ship and walk around for most of the day and just enjoy what this town has to offer. And, you know, the historical background of the town and all the gold rush miners that were here and prospectors and, you know, just sort of the feeling of what created this town and why it was created was really, really cool to understand and to sort of better be immersed into. So, you know, we really, really enjoyed Skagway. We loved all of the ports that we were at when we were in Alaska. But Skagway was another just amazing time. So we hope this gives you some information about Skagway and what you can do on your trip in Alaska. We hope that you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, please like, and hope you go on an Alaska cruise soon.